Should I teach live or should I pre-record it? What about services? That's what we're going to talk about today. Hey everybody, Rabbi David here, and this is Torah Tech Tips, where I strive to give you great tips for your great Torah. Today we're going to do something a little different. I don't actually have a tip, like something you could purchase or use. Instead, I wanted to discuss with you the value proposition of going live versus pre-recording. Now this summer, when we were all preparing for the high holidays, a lot of synagogues pre-recorded much of their services. Some did so for religious reasons, right? For halachic reasons. They didn't want to have to stream live on Yontif or on Shabbos, on Shabbat or on the holiday. Others did it for very different reasons. Primarily because they wanted to make sure that what they were offering was of the highest quality possible. And that really showed through. A lot of synagogues did a lot of amazing things over the holidays, and since then, with pre-recorded video. The synagogue that I work at has done a lot of things pre-recorded also. And you can't deny that you may very well get a better product if you're able to pre-record it. You can have multiple takes, you can edit, you can bring other things in that you might not be able to bring in when you're going live. There's a lot of value to going with a pre-recorded either class or lesson or service. There are also pluses to going live. And to me, the primary plus is engagement. Engagement. Let me tell you what I've been thinking about as I was watching some high holiday services and Shabbat services and even some classes online. The pre-recorded ones, even the ones that were on, well, let's just do pre-recorded. Pre-recorded services, when I watch them, plus they're on demand, right? I can watch them at my leisure whenever I want to. Minus, no one really knows that I'm watching. That is to say, it doesn't really matter if I show up and watch. Whereas in a live setting, people know I'm there. It really matters. Now, if you're using Zoom or one of these other tools that allows you to actually be seen and be heard with video and audio, to me, that's the best, because then it really matters that you're there. People can see you, you can be heard, your voice can contribute, even if it's in a limited way, even if the presenter, if you as the rabbi, the cantor, the educator, maybe you're teaching a class and you have everyone muted. There are moments in the service or in the class when you can invite participation, when you can invite engagement. In my own practice, for much of my services, I have everyone muted. I do them all on Zoom. But then during the Mishaberach, when we're offering prayers for healing, during the Kaddish Yatom, and maybe some other times throughout the service also, I invite people to share, to hear their voices and to engage in what we're doing. More than that, when I am leading my services or my classes, because I'm watching everyone's cameras, I can see them. I can call them out in good ways. I can call them out. I can say, oh, I love how you're dancing, or keep singing, and I can use their names. It invites them to be part of what I'm creating, and it lets my participants know that it matters to me that they're there. If you're going live on Facebook or YouTube, you can do engagement differently. The same engagement, but differently. It can be through comments, through likes, through reactions. There are lots of ways to let your audience know that you care, that they're there. So now, those live streams may be a little messier, right? There may be hiccups along the way. There may be problems. Goodness knows I've had my share of problems with live streams. But there's something about the engagement, about the connection that's possible when you're live, especially in a Zoom or a Google Meet or something like that, that you don't get when you are pre-recorded. Having said that, there's quality that you can get when you're pre-recorded that you may not be able to get when you're live. Now, you may be saying to yourselves, but David, this video is pre-recorded. You're right. What I'm doing is called live to tape. What that means is I'm actually doing this right now. I'm doing this right now. I don't do any editing after the fact. What you see is what you get. Everything that pops up is I'm doing it live. But I don't have any of that engagement. The reason I'm going recorded is honestly because I like to post these at a certain time on a certain day, and I decided to do this after I had my schedule built already, and I'm not able to do it at that time. I'm hopeful that in the future I'll be able to do more of these live so that I can have some of that engagement. But fundamentally, I want to suggest that you need two things. Whether you're pre-recorded, and especially if you're live, I want to suggest that you need to know or have at the ready two fundamentally important things. Know your Torah and know your tech. That is to say, I know you all know your Torah, but know your Torah and know your tech for me means have whatever you're going to be presenting at the ready. If you're going to be sharing a Sefaria page, if you're going to be playing a Kahoot, if you're going to be sharing a slide deck, don't start your stream or your meeting or your pre-recording and not have that stuff up and ready to go. Have it at the ready. Make sure that everything is lined up. You have all of your sources available, and that you know how to share them easily. So instead of saying, okay, I'm going to share my screen, let me just, where's the button? Instead, you click a button and whatever you want to happen, happens. Know your Torah, know your tech. You're all going to make decisions for yourselves, even by program or by connection opportunity, what's going to be best, pre-recorded or going live. Whatever you do, however you decide to present your Torah, to share your Torah, make sure to know your Torah, know your tech, and choose the right way to do it for the outcome, for the goals that you have. If your goal, if your focus is to make people feel wanted and needed and that it matters that they've shown up, then you might want to go live. If instead you're really looking to give people an amazing show, then pre-recorded may be the way to go. I don't have any links to share with you this week, but I do hope that you'll visit me over on my website at TorahTechGuy.com. TorahTechGuy.com. You can like me on Facebook and like this video. Let me know what kind of content you would like to see in the future so that I can share with you more Torah tech tips. Well, it's almost Shabbos. I gotta run. See, I'm recording this live to tape, so I just said it's almost Shabbos because for me it is almost Shabbos. But for you, I hope you have a wonderful week. And I'll see you next time on Torah Tech Tips.